Hello musicians, welcome back. My name is Bucky Turtle and I'm doing a video tutorial today on a VCV Rack, but I'm specifically doing this on Cloud Generator, on E-Series Cloud Generator. Now, Cloud Generator, you can see it right here, is under the E-Series plugins. You can get it on the plugin manager. E340. Now, I've got a couple of things set up here so I can show you how Cloud Generator works. Now, we're going to go through a lot of the details of technically how it works, and then I'm going to show you some examples, but the reason for this tutorial is not to give you examples and show you all the cool sounds you can make. I might do that in another video, but the tutorial here is to technically show you how this works, and then you can play with it and get all kinds of cool sounds yourself. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Cloud Generator. It's got 8 oscillators in it. It also has some treatments that lets you very easily apply baked-in treatments to the oscillators to get some really cool sounds out of it. Very simple to use to get some really cool sounds. So let's go over some of the controls. Let's go over some of the inputs first. So we have our we have our voltage to octave here, and volts per octave, and I have that hooked up to my grid sequencer, the JW modules grid sequencer, and the clock. But I'll talk about that in a minute. We also have FM modulations. FM modulation. Sorry, frequency modulation control. So we can run that to an LFO. I'm not going to be using that today, and this is standard frequency modulation, so I'm not going to use that today at all, but you know how it works. We have a sync, same deal, standard stuff. Spread, this can be controlled by an LFO or something else. I'm not going to show you this today, but you'll see a little later what I mean by spread, but the spread can be controlled by this. We have a sine wave out, we have a saw wave out. We have our chaos, which can be controlled by an LFO or some other controller. And I'll talk about chaos in a minute. We have chaos bandwidth, which is another thing that can be controlled, and I'll talk about that in a minute too. So that's all of our jacks. Okay, now let's talk about the controls. All right, this is really exciting. Let's make a little sound and see what it sounds like first, and then we'll talk about the controls. I'm going to move this guy up to here. So I'm going to start with nothing. Start with just this is a saw wave. Now, I have my spread here. I'll tell you what this means in a minute after you hear it. So you can hear it's a detuner. And let me just flip this, hear it again. I hear it again with that switch. Okay, now, pretty cool. I'm going to go back to the 2 setting. Let's look at chaos. Okay, so chaos introduces noise, but I'll talk to you more specifically about that in a second. We have chaos bandwidth. Breaks it up a little more. You can hear that in one with the more oscillators. Okay. So let me just turn that guy off. So, and then we have our amount of FM, amount of frequency modulation we allowed through our connection there. This is pitch change, coarse pitch change. So I'll just show you that really briefly. Okay, and then we have fine. So, and they're standard. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit what this does. There are 8 oscillators here. If we have our toggle switch all the way to the bottom, there are 2 oscillators engaged. Now let me just show you this. The reason why I have Bog Audio's analyzer open here is for this purpose. There are 8 oscillators, and the 8 oscillators are they work against themselves, I guess you might say. Let's just see how this looks up on the board here, up on our frequency analyzer here, because that's what this is. We can see that we have one sine wave, one frequency right here. This is when I have it selected to 2, it will give me 2 oscillators. So right now we will have 2 oscillators playing one sound, sine wave. Watch when I spread. Keep watching the analyzer. Look at those 2 oscillators. You can see them spreading apart. You see that? Now they're maxed. So they spread apart equally. It's not like one stays in place and the other moves. They both detune. So one goes higher, one goes lower. So you can see what's happening with that. Now if I add in chaos, chaos introduces noise very selectively into it. So you can see I'm starting to wiggle. And when I do bandwidth, chaos bandwidth, what that does is it also has a way of randomly adjusting the equalization, the frequencies of the noise as it's applied to each of the oscillators separately. It's done separately. So it makes them wiggle. So you can see that. Okay? So sine wave is good for showing that. Okay? Because sine wave is pretty pure. It's easy to see it. It's not a lot of harmonics. If I go to a saw wave is not so easy to see. Same effect though. Let me just show you. I'll spread on the first, on 2. You can see them starting to spread. The 2 originals right here, these are the fundamentals. But you can see all of their overtones spreading as well. So pretty cool. And then with sine wave, chaos introduced into sine wave. Saw. You can hear that noise starting to introduce. We'll put some bandwidth in there. So you can see what's happening. Okay, now that's enough of that. Now let's just turn this down for a second. I want to now show you the 4. If you go to the middle of the toggle switch, we have 4 oscillators, and those 4 oscillators are going to be detuning themselves as well. Let's watch watch and listen. Here we go. 4 oscillators. There they are. See them spreading? That's our 4 oscillators, and of course chaos applied to them. You see what we get. With 4 oscillators, all of a sudden chaos is a lot more dramatic. Okay? So that is 4 oscillators. Now let's try 8. There they are. There's the 8. You see them. That's all we're doing. All spread does. That's all it does. The 4 oscillators detune themselves. And then we can apply chaos to it. And of course, the more oscillators are running, chaos gets more dramatic. So there you go. That's basically how Cloud Generator works. I hope I haven't taken the magic out of it, but that's how it works. It's pretty straightforward stuff. Now you can do all kinds of cool things with this. Now I just want to show you now. I'm going to switch my input to channel 2, and I'm just going to do a little bit of playing around here with the step sequencer. Now I have a grid sequencer. This is JW's grid sequencer. JW's clock is running here as well, and I'm running it into ADSR, which gives me a little, lets me control the sound a little better. So let's have a look. So you can see we got a little bit of sound going on there. Okay, so this is a sine wave. And let me turn it up a little bit. And we can adjust some stuff. cool sound. Let's go to 4. Go to 8. Okay, we're on sine wave now. So let's switch over to saw wave. So you can see that we're getting lots and lots of interesting sounds here now with this. And I mean, we could slow our clock down. You can get all kinds of cool sounds. I mean, I don't want to demonstrate here. This is not the purpose of this tutorial, is to demonstrate what you can do with it. Maybe I could do another video and show you all kinds of cool sounds we can do with the Cloud Generator, but this is more of a technical tutorial. So the technical, I think we've covered everything technical about the Cloud Generator and how it works. Lots of fun stuff you could do with this. Lots of exciting things. Lots of possibilities. It's a great little synth oscillator, eight oscillator synth. Great stuff. You can make some really cool sounds. Enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the Cloud Generator, and if you do, be sure to go to the developer's website and make sure you show your support for this open source project. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck with your music, and I will be seeing you next time.